Okay, ladies and gentlemen, latest edition of Friday Night In with the Lancashire lads, proudly supported by Heineken, official beer of Lancashire cricket, and of course Emirates Old Trafford. Delighted to be chatting this week to club captain Dane Vilas and Lancashire and England opening batsman Keaton Jennings. How you doing, boys? Great to speak to you.
Yeah, very good. Thanks, Heggy. Good to be here.
You're first on the screen. You are first on the screen. A couple of weeks ago, we had Tom Bale Dog come back. He had no hair on his head. We've got totally the opposite now. We've got our club captain with sporting probably one of the finest moustaches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, look, I'm dubbing it the Corona Tash. It was just something that I got bored of one day. I decided to shave, and then as you start going all the way down and just keep shaving, I just kept on going and didn't go up. Thought I'd give it a bit of a go. It's been 3 weeks now. And yeah, it's excuse the pun, but it's growing on me a bit, you know.
Keaton, I know, Keaton, you're dying to come in with something here. You need to comment on this.
Malesh, listen, what's the odds of you keeping that until November? I want to see full-on like Merv views all the way down, handlebars.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I won't shave it until our first win. You know,
perfect. I'm happy with that.
Charity or something, get it going. To support something, maybe the NHS or someone at something at Lancs, keep it going for a bit.
You've heard it here first. You have heard it here, folks. Luke, we need to sort that out. We need to get people to donate to Dane Vilas's moustache in aid of the NHS. What a brilliant effort that is.
Yeah.
Do you reckon we could dye it blue as well in aid of the NHS as well? So if we get it dyed blue.
I like the colours, you know, maybe like Yosemite Sam go red or something. No, let's just keep it, you know, I've gone this far. Don't want to go too hectic. You don't want to put it too fast, but, you know.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah, you don't want to scare too many people off there.
Yeah, you know, maybe we can do a little dual thing, kids. You know, brave the shave you did last year. You can shave your head again. I'll shave the moustache. Why not?
Malesh, I like that, but I like how you're thinking here, bud.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we mentioned it just before we came on, and we're into our fifth, 6 weeks in isolation at the minute. Keats, what have you been up to? What have you been doing, filling your time in these very, very strange times?
Mate, I've been quite lucky in a sense because this is kind of coming to the end of what's been quite a sort of busy sort of winter period. My degree's coming to an end now in June. So I've been quite lucky in a sense. It's given me a lot of time to sit down, get some graft done, and almost get ahead of the game, really. So I've been lucky in that sense. But mate, to be honest, a 2-bed flat has never felt this small. Like, I'm a homebody. I love home. I do spend a lot of time in my house because I really enjoy it. But my word, I cannot wait to get out, go for a coffee, like see the lads, and actually just be a part of civilization again. I don't know what you guys have felt, but it just feels like the walls are caving in.
It's shocking. Dano, you I don't know. I'm not sure where you are. Are you in London at the minute, or are you in Manchester? Whereabouts are you?
No, I'm down south in London. I've actually been pretty busy as well. I mean, having the 2 kids keeps you busy. I'm sort of looking at it as a bit of a positive. You know, I don't really get to spend that much time with them, especially this time of the year. So just to be with them and connect with them has been really great from our side. But like Keats, obviously a bit frustrating not being able to get out. I think especially because the weather has been incredible, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, to have, I mean, this is our first day. It's the 29th now. To have this April that we've had and not being able to play any cricket has been, you know, that's been the most frustrating bit for me, I think. But like, I've been also busy, you know, doing a lot of studying, you know, doing a bit of workouts. I mean, we've been gymming and running, so it feels like it's quite an intense preseason, you know, that Webbie's got us going into. Keeping busy with the kids. My little boy is an avid soccer player, so it's every day we out and we in the common, we kicking a ball. So keeping the reactions going, and I'm the goalie, so he's just trying to score past me, and so busy all the time. I'm actually looking forward to cricket so I can have a bit of a break, you know.
Yeah, that's lovely. And you know, a lot of lads have said that who've got the younger kids that they're not used to spending this period of time, you know, interacting with the kids. And I mean, I've got a 6-year-old here, and honestly, trying to teach him and homeschool him, we've laughed about it all, is a nightmare. I would pay teachers double what they get paid just to come and teach my kid, because nightmare.
Exactly. You understand what they're doing.
Oh,
you know?
unbelievable.
Hey,
Yeah.
careful, Hegg, you don't offer up too many bigger bonuses now. You might find yourself stung out of pocket there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think parents' evening is going to take a different role next time we go see them. All the parents are going to be thankful, and like whatever you do, you're doing a great job. Keep going.
And well, Keats, you like to say you're up in Manchester. You're in an apartment in Manchester. Are you learning a new skill? Are you doing any cooking? Are you cooking for yourself or?
Man, I love my cooking. So I got my little barbecue on the on the little patio or veranda, whatever you want to call it. So up there, I'm sure everybody's seen on Instagram. I just keep sort of filing away on different meats and all the rest of it. So
Fire hazard last time, Keith. What was going on there?
Mate, last night. So I haven't cleaned it in a while, which like obviously the fat drips down into like the burners. So chuck some chicken thighs on. Obviously the fat's dripping down, and next thing the flames are like 6 foot high. I try to shut the thing down, turn the burners off. Mate, I didn't know what to do. I was still there going, like if this catches a light, I don't really know where to go. Thankfully, it all died down. So I've had the spatula out and the brush and scrubbing all the fat away this morning. So yeah, I've put my tail between my legs and I'll put that away for a little bit.
Well, lucky you woke up this morning, because I think burnt chicken on the outside and red in the middle is not a great taste, is it? Recover from that,
First things first, but I got the meat off. Saw a bit of flame, got the meat off, and then there was trouble.
Okay.
We had Crofty on the other week, and Crofty's there, and he's been, I don't know if you've seen anything that Crofty's been doing. I didn't realise that Crofty had this talent of DIY. Have you seen some of the stuff he's made?
Yeah, he's been so good. He's got that DIY page he's got on Instagram, been following him, which is a bit annoying because now Pippa thinks I have to get going with that and getting some ideas. So Crofty needs to just calm down a bit. But also from such a big man, I mean, he's a unit, Crofty. He's solid, he's like he's an enforcer. To have the sort of skills and the delicate touches that he has to get around, it's impressive to see. So he's been really good. Maybe I'm sure the ground staff can put him to work there at the stadium as well, fixing machines or putting up something and building some brackets for them. So
he's magnificent, isn't he? I'm so impressed by him. I'm sure that when his career's finished, he's gonna be inundated with jobs to do. There's about 5 or 6 jobs that I'll give him a bit of a quid to come and do at our house.
Yeah.
What, them looking after your kid by any chance?
I don't think teaching's Crofty's little game, I don't think.
I'm sure you'll find a job. I'm sure you'll be okay.
Lads have been saying that you keep in contact with each other. That's the good thing. I mean, you've got a real tight-knit unit there in that dressing room, and it's plain to see whenever I pop in for a cup of tea that you are a very, very tight unit. And did you keep communicating with each other much?
We've got obviously the WhatsApp groups and stuff that everybody's on. We've got about 5. There's a training one, there's a everyone one, and there's a team one. There's so many, so it's hard to sort of keep track, and you also got to be careful what you post on different type of groups as well. So it's been good. Like we've had a couple of quiz nights. We've got one coming up soon. Chili is involved in that. He's the quiz master, and that was I really enjoyed that. And one of the things I'm going to take after when eventually we get through this soon. Is just keeping in touch like that. It's just so much fun doing these type of things, even with family members. I mean, for like myself, family back in SA, it's so easy that we've got this communication, and to use these skills is great. So we've been keeping in touch, and like things like this, just banter's flying around all the time. It's really funny, and it's good to see what other guys are up to.
It's incredible, and you'll know it only too good that the likes of Livy and Bales were at each other last week like you've never seen it. Who had the least number of hair, and at least his will grow back, and he'll be like that forever. And you can imagine it, can't you?
I know, it's brilliant. It's good to see that nothing's changed. The boys' spirits are still high,
People, I always giggle. I looked at Livy during the Heineken Friday night in a couple of weeks ago with Livy, and I reckon out of your team, he would be the most nightmarish man to live with, because he wants to be out and he wants to be out and he wants to be talking and laughing and joking, and he must be killing him.
Who would be your worst to live with? Because this came up on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. And I think somebody brought it up that Jonesy would be, it might have actually been Livy. Livy brought up that Jonesy would be the worst person to live with. And it got me thinking a little bit, and I think we would each drive each other absolutely crazy. Like everybody has their thing within the change room, like that just absolutely drives people crazy. So, for example, I'm not picking on it, but Bells is like, his stuff just goes everywhere. And like I sit next to him and Davo, and the stuff just ends up like on the other side of the change room. And then you got Dane, who's very sort of methodical and very neat and organized, and his batting pads go first, and then his keeping pads, and then his gloves are folded over. And like Livy's stuff's also like fairly well organized, but then other stuff's like everywhere. So I think we would all drive each other absolutely crazy.
No, I think we're pretty good. In my corner in the section there, we've got Glees next to me, Livy in the corner who just dominates because he's got about 800 bats that he needs. So he needs three cubicles. Then who have we got? Then we've got Hurty. And we've got old young junior Maxi. Boshi. Yeah, we've got a pretty good corner there. I'm happy with my boys there. I'd quite easily stay with them, no problem. Just have to whip them around every now and again. Sometimes Khaleesi's shoes sneak up next to me, but we've got a good understanding that we, open and honest communication there, so we get it over. So it's good, and we keep it neat and tidy, so it's all right there. So I think our side. Back left is perfect, happy with them. Those boys, they're always welcome in my house. Not to say any of you aren't, Keats, but, first dibs to them. Well, Glees has been busy. Obviously, they've just welcomed a new addition to the family, so I'm sure he's got his hands full there. Jonesy's been phenomenal with the work he's doing with the PCA and through Langs and stuff. I think he's been fantastic. And also cycling and doing different podcasts and stuff. It's been good. At least like it's nice to hear someone on the podcast, because Keaton, just listening to him sometimes is just like, oh.
Okay, from Malaysia. I know where you live, brother. I'll come and find you.
No, it's been really good, and it's good to see that the boys are keeping busy. It's fantastic,
It is
good. And obviously Boshi, you never know where the Bolton lad is. He's hiding. He's undercover there, so he's okay. It's good. We'll see him on Friday night in the quiz. See what's happening.
Has he been lively? Has Bosch been lively? Because he's that lively character on the field. He's a brilliant fielder. He's a scampering batsman. Is he like that off the field as well?
Yeah, massively. Like Bosch, he's here, there, and everywhere, and he's like really energetic and like keen to just get involved in things, which is awesome. And I think it's quite unique in our chain room. I think there's a lot of guys that are quite energetic and quite bubbly. Then we've also got quite a few older guys like Dane, who've got a few grey hairs and are sort of
thanks to most of you.
Trying to carry us and make sure we're all right. So no, look, like I think it's a really good blend of characters that are really energetic, some guys that are calmer, some guys that are grey, very grey in Bunny's case. But it's like you say, it's a lovely blend of lads, and hopefully a few lads are gaining up on a little bit of ammo to fire back at the skipper here.
5 and 6 weeks in, we say that the first thing that you want to do when we come out of isolation, as obscure or as daft or as sensible as you want it to do. Dana, why are you going to start? What's the first thing that you're going to do when you come out of isolation? You can do what you want.
Probably just to get out of this little sort of maybe 1 kilometer radius I've been living in. Yeah. It'd be nice to go on a long. I would go on a long drive up to Manchester just to drive there. Has been the hardest bit. I've sort of been stuck in my own way. It's a bit of Groundhog Day, doing the same thing day in and day out. I'm not saying haven't been busy, but I haven't enjoyed it. But just to go out and see something new again, probably just to run around, maybe play one bounce with the lads again, and on the football field. I really like those warm ups and getting in a little bit. If practice starts at say 10 o'clock. And you need to be there at 9:30. Always get in around about 9:15, 10:09, just to have 20 minutes of one bounce to get flicks on the head for the lads. So I'm looking forward to that.
You know what? You touched on that, and we were fortunate enough to have that camp in India prior to going on lockdown. And you guys know how hot it is in India and how hard the lads worked in the net sessions, the fielding sessions, but. If Chappie gave them an hour off at lunchtime to have a sit down, within 45 minutes, there was a group of 10 to 12 of them playing one bounce game in 40 degrees heat and flicking people on the head when they come. I couldn't get over it.
Heggy, I'm in your boat there, brother. I just don't get it. I'm quite happy sitting watching. I'll join for one game every now and again. I normally get targeted and then I'm out. I get loads of stick, and I'm quite happy. I'll sit and watch from the change rooms and enjoy it.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so good, Heggy. I think it's the thing I love about the game. It keeps everybody equal, and I just some stuff I can't. I love it because we played when we played that game last year, Cheltenham, and we had the water on the pitch, and it was a beautiful day, and we couldn't get on. I think we must have played about close on 5 hours of one bounce. We played hundreds of games, thousands of games. It was ridiculous. I mean, I think my finger from flicking is still sore, just on the head. But thing that I love is youngsters who come into the team. When Jimmy Anderson gets to pig, he gets a flick on the head, and no one cares. They go for him and stuff. So it's a great team bonding thing as well, And guys are going at him, and there's great chat, and I think it's just a bit of rivalry. And then you take it, you take that camaraderie and fight and fire into a game, and and then you sort of know the guy a little bit better, a bit more. So that's one of the best things that I love. It's just about getting a new guy in a squad, give him a flick. You always give him a little bit extra. Is his first one or first couple, but it's just about getting a bit of fun going again. And guys love it. I mean, we had it. We try to get the coaches involved as well every now and again. I think Chappie and has made a guest appearance. Chili loves it, but the boys love to get Burnsy. He is the target, so the old Geronki. He looks like a giraffe and runs like a donkey. So he is, and it's just legs and feet, and it's just going. But he gets involved and he gives it as much as he can. I mean, him and Boshi have got a rivalry second to none. You would think it's Federer versus Nadal there. And they whack at each other, so it's such good fun to watch, and it just brings everyone closer, I think, which is fantastic.
Well, the one bounce game, you guys, you've got the heritage and a bit of history in South Africa. Massive cricket, massive rugby, maybe football, not as much. Sam from Australia, they've got the cricket, the rugby league, the Australian rules, not so much. We don't think of them as soccer players. How's your skills going? Are you good footballers? You got the South African basty kind of.
Keats, you want to jump in there?
That Geronki term that Dane was on about. That's just the starting point for me. I'm worse than that. I'm absolutely terrible.
Really?
I'm terrible. I have the worst touch. Promise you can throw med balls at me. I still can't stop them dead. I'm terrible.
Got the Toblerone boot, old Keats.
It's terrible. We play a little bit of head tennis. So obviously you put the net up in the middle and you got two teams, and literally I can't use my feet. So I grew up in South Africa and we played a lot of rugby and played a lot of touch rugby at school. In the hostels, every Friday night we go down and play touch rugby. And so I've never had to use my feet. I've never really played football. So I just stand at the front and I just try and header the ball. And mostly it just goes up and somebody else gets rid of it. So I'm just a bit of a battering ram. But no, I'm terrible. I'm absolutely hopeless.
What about you, Dane? How are you football-wise? You skillful or?
Yeah, I think I'm up there. We'll have to ask, maybe get Richo on as guest appearance on this. Just to chime in there. He's reffed a few games. I think I'm alright. I sort of command the right midfield in the game. Sort of set up a few touches. But yeah, I'm probably top 5.
Top 5. That's a big call. That is a big call.
Who's your bottom 3, Dan?
Bottom 3 would obviously you, Keats, you up there.
Yeah.
Then Saki on a Saki's got a bit of skill every now and again, but then he buckles under pressure. I think his third touch always lets him down. He's not the worst. He's okay. And then my partner Glees, again, if he's not in the right frame of mind, he's down. So I'd say probably Saki, Glees, and then it all depends state of the game. Parky, he can be under pressure. You can sort of you can try and bully him a little bit and make loud noises, and he can struggle. But he backs.
I love this because they've had them guys. I've had Parky on, so he can't come back at you. You just let him have it.
Yeah.
Let Parky have it as well.
Okay, then no, the Parky's the worst. Then definitely, yeah, he's shocking.
I do love Parky's.
He's got a good header. Feet terrible, chest terrible, thigh or the pumpkin as they call him, Koza, because Koza, pumpkin and a thigh is the same thing. So when you bring it down on your pumpkin, your head is okay, you know.
Yeah, to be fair, I just gotta get it up and then I'm fine. But what I will say in analysing the game of football tennis, Gleeson and myself normally play a good role. We start,
great role.
get it up, and then we don't try anything fancy. We know our limitations, which are very, very, very narrow, and we stick to that. And we just get the ball up. And then normally we give it to Dane or Maxi or somebody that actually has a bit of a touch.
You see Heggy? Yeah, told you.
That's a brilliant insight into the one bounce, the one touch game. There's a little bit of an insight into. You need a bit more skill than I'm thinking here. I just thought it was just a bit of a thugs game.
No, just definitely. There's a lot of. It's like T20. Everybody thinks it's just a hit and a giggle sometimes, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You know, behind the scenes. Yeah. You know, it's that old iceberg effect. You only just see the surface. You don't know what's underneath. There's plenty, you know. Really, we have to get you involved, Heggy. You probably you come join us for a one bounce, and then you can qualify for the.
I did have a couple of sessions in India, and I wasn't in the flick zone.
All right. Were you hiding, or were you going for it?
No, I was very conservative, just like my cricket, Dane. Didn't take any risks. A bit boring.
But maybe a bit chirpy as well when someone was on a PI. Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely stood behind the big guys.
Yeah, good work. Good man.
Well, you're both in great spirits, lads, and it's great to catch up with you in these strange times. And you know, I suppose you've got to keep them spirits high and keep everything crossed, as with everyone at the club and in cricket in general, whether it be the pro game, whether it be the recreational game. That, you know, fingers crossed. Who knows what's going to happen? That we do see some action on the green stuff before the end of the summer. What's your thoughts on that? Yeah,
look, I think we obviously all of us as players would love to get something on, but I think first and foremost we have to make sure the safety of, especially people putting the game on, is going to be of paramount sort of priority. I quite like the concept. I don't know how much you guys have read, but I quite like the concept of those sort of biosecure facilities. I think that it'll be fascinating to see how that pans out. Whether we play our comps under those sort of conditions, whether we don't, I don't know. But I think I'd love to play. I think there's possibilities of ways we can play. And, you know, if it makes me stand a little bit further away from Dan at first look, that's probably for the best as well. I don't need to deal with his rubbish all day.
Yeah, you're normally behind me about a meter back, you know.
Normally 2 meters back, but just make it land short when Bunny gets a nick or something.
Yeah. I know. Madman, psycho.
Dane, you must be, as club captain, you know, you're always energetic and you're enthusiastic and really positive. You probably echo the same thoughts as Keats.
Definitely. I think, obviously these times we need to be aware there's huge things that are going on at the moment, and just that everybody's safe and secure. But yeah, it'd be nice to get back, and just for everyone just to get back to relative normality, if we can ever go back to that sort of stage, which would be good, and get back into the swing of things. And I think a lot of things will have changed at that stage, just different perspectives and how we go about things and how people see things, which would be good. But yeah, we're all really excited to get back and get back to the club, get back to seeing our mates again, and get back to seeing everyone. And because it's being in matches, it's a special place for all of us. So we're looking forward to that when we eventually get there.